Bobby Sherman, one of the most beloved teen idols of the late 60s and 70s, has died at 81 following a prolonged and difficult battle with kidney cancer. His passing marks the end of an era and the closing of a chapter in the golden age of American pop culture, one that saw young heartthrobs become household names and bring joy and excitement into the lives of millions of fans worldwide. Sherman's legacy goes far beyond his chart-topping hits and iconic television appearances. He was not just a singer or an actor, but a deeply compassionate and intelligent man who lived several remarkable lives in one. On Tuesday, his second wife Brigitte posted on Instagram, via family friend John Stamos, a heartfelt tribute that captured the depth of their bond and the grace with which Sherman faced his final days. "It is with the heaviest heart that I share the passing of my beloved husband, Bobby Sherman. Bobby left this world holding my hand just as he held up our life, with love, courage, and unwavering grace through all 29 beautiful years of marriage. I was his Cinderella, and he was my Prince Charming. Even in his final days, he stayed strong for me. That's who Bobby was, brave, gentle, and full of light." She continued with touching detail. "As he rested, I read him fan letters from all over the world, words of love and gratitude that lifted his spirits and reminded him of how deeply he was cherished. He soaked up every word with that familiar sparkle in his eye. And yes, he still found time to crack well-timed jokes. Bobby had a wonderful, wicked sense of humor. It never left him. He could light up a room with a look, a quip, or one of his classic one-liners." Sherman's early life gave little indication of the fame he would later achieve. Born in 1943, he was raised in a modest household, showing early interest in music and performance. He played multiple instruments, had a natural knack for harmonies, and possessed a wholesome charisma that would become his trademark. His path to stardom began when he became a protege of actor Sal Mineo in the early 60s. Mineo saw in Sherman a rare blend of talent and charm, and through his connections, he introduced the young performer to the entertainment world. This led to Sherman landing a spot on the ABC music show Shindig, where he began to attract attention for his boyish good looks, smooth voice, and easy stage presence. While many young artists struggled to transition from one area of entertainment to another, Sherman made the leap from music to television effortlessly. His breakout role came as a main cast member of the TV series Here Come the Brides, 1968 to 1970, a show that allowed him to showcase both his acting chops and his vocal talents. During the run of the show, his music career truly exploded. He scored a No. 3 hit with Little Woman in 1969, a catchy, upbeat love song that quickly became an anthem for teen romance. That success was soon followed by other top-charting songs, including La La La, If I Had You, 1969, Julie, Do Ya Love Me, 1970, and Easy Come, Easy Go, 1970, each resonating with his growing legion of fans. These songs weren't just commercial hits, they were cultural touchstones. 3 of them sold over 1 million copies each, cementing Sherman's place in music history. His face graced the cover of virtually every teen magazine of the time, from Tiger Beat to 16 magazine, and posters of him lined the bedroom walls of countless teenage girls. To many, he was more than a pop star. He was a symbol of innocent love, a sweet, approachable dream boy at a time when the world felt simpler. At the peak of his fame, Sherman made guest appearances on wildly popular shows like The Partridge Family in 1971. He was also given his own spin-off series, Getting Together, which was designed to capitalize on his popularity and further explore his musical talents. Although the show was short-lived, it underscored the industry's confidence in his draw as a leading man. Throughout the late 70s and 80s, he continued to work sporadically in television, making guest appearances on some of the most iconic series of the time. He brought his unique charm to episodes of The Love Boat in both 1978 and 1982, Fantasy Island in 1981, and Murder, She Wrote in 1985. While his acting appearances slowed down, he remained an enduring figure in the public eye. In 1986, he had a brief but memorable stint as a series regular on the show Sanchez of Bel-Air, where he demonstrated his ability to adapt to evolving television styles and trends. Despite the fame, Sherman remained humble and grounded. One of the most surprising aspects of his story is that, despite his status as a teen idol, he played himself on television only twice. One of those appearances, on the hit sitcom Frasier in 1997, would mark his final acting gig. It was a moment of full-circle reflection, an acknowledgement of his legacy wrapped in the subtle humor and warmth that defined his public persona. What truly sets Bobby Sherman apart from many of his peers, however, is what he chose to do after stepping back from show business. Sherman pursued a new path that surprised many. He became a medical training officer with the LAPD and a reserve deputy sheriff. His work wasn't just ceremonial. He took the role seriously, educating officers in CPR and other life-saving skills. It was a profound second act for someone who could have easily coasted on his past fame but instead chose to dedicate his time to service and public safety. Even with these new responsibilities, Sherman never completely abandoned music. From 1998 to 2001, he briefly returned to the stage, performing for loyal fans who continued to adore him decades after his initial rise to fame. But eventually, he left performing once more, this time for good, choosing a life centered around family, philanthropy, and meaningful impact. Later in life, Bobby Sherman and his wife, Brigitte, founded the Bobby and Brigitte Sherman Children's Foundation (BBSC), a non-profit organization focused on helping students in Ghana access quality education and opportunities for a brighter future. The foundation was a reflection of Sherman's values, his deep compassion for others, his belief in the power of kindness, and his desire to leave the world better than he found it. In his final years, Bobby Sherman remained a beloved figure, not only to those who knew him personally but to the legions of fans who never forgot the joy he brought into their lives. His wife Brigitte's tribute speaks volumes about the man behind the fame: a devoted husband, a gentle soul, and a quiet hero who met life's challenges with grace and strength. The image of him holding her hand in his final moments, surrounded by words of love from fans across the globe, paints a picture of a life that was full, meaningful, and deeply cherished. In addition to his wife, Sherman is survived by his 2 sons, Tyler and Christopher, and by 6 grandchildren. These loved ones now carry forward his legacy not only as a performer, but as a man who gave so much of himself to others. His passing is a moment to reflect on the power of pop culture, the depth of personal transformation, and the enduring magic of a life well lived. Though he may be gone, Bobby Sherman's voice, spirit, and light will continue to echo in the hearts of those who adored him. From the bright lights of television stages to the quiet hallways of public service, Sherman proved that true greatness lies not just in talent, but in love, kindness, and the courage to evolve. The world mourns the loss of a legend, but celebrates the life of a man who was so much more than his fame. As we look back on Bobby Sherman's journey, it becomes clear that his life was not just a timeline of accomplishments, but a story of deep humanity. He brought joy to millions through his art, but perhaps more importantly, he brought peace, comfort, and help to those who needed it in quieter, less public ways. He showed that even the brightest stars can choose to shine their light not only on stage, but also in the service of others. In his roles as husband, father, grandfather, performer, educator, and humanitarian, Bobby Sherman was a guiding presence. His story reminds us of the power of reinvention, the beauty of humility, and the lasting imprint a kind heart can leave on the world. He lived not for applause, but for impact, and that, in the end, is a legacy far more enduring than fame.